This video is going to take a look at the nesting option or the re-nest option for when we have copied a part or drawn in new shapes. I'm going to draw in a rectangle, then coming over to incorporate that rectangle into our job is just simply clicking the nest button. That newly drawn rectangle is going to incorporate itself to best fit within the job. We also have different types of nesting options. Currently, I have the nested version set. So going into settings, we could see that by nesting options and looking at the nested. What this is going to optimize the part that is more optimal for CNC cutting to where the parts may be laid out to where a typical table saw would not be able to cut these parts out. There is no clear rip cross-cut type pattern. So the panel saw is going to lay them out in a more straight line pattern that is suitable for cutting on a table saw, but also doesn't mean that we can't use that option for CNC routing as well. So I have the panel saw option set and going to come in and click the re-nest after closing settings. We can now see that we have a more clear straight line rip type of pattern for the parts. We also have the option to allow rotation. This is going to allow a 90-degree rotation for all rectangular parts. And we will take a look at what this true shape is. So currently, the four options that we have on the left side here are rectangular nesting. So it's looking at the bounding box of each shape, or the size of each shape, and setting that. Also notice that I have the option to set the nesting to start at the upper right. I'm going to change that to the lower left. Once I've made these changes, allow rotation into the lower left. When we click re-nest, instead of the parts starting at the upper right, they're going to start at the lower left, and they will also be rotated, which could possibly give us a better yield. So the rotation definitely has helped us. We're going to now take a look at what true shape nesting is. So I'm going to nest in another job that has some diagonal corner wall cabinets on them and some 90-degree cutoffs. So currently we are looking at the rectangular shape for this nesting. So we see this shape as if it was a full rectangle, ignoring the fact that we have these jogs and these angles set. So going into settings and setting for true shape, I'm also going to leave the allow rotation on, with the rotation being set. And when you have true shape, unlike the rectangular nesting where it only rotates parts at a 90-degree rotation, the true shape is going to add the rotation of 45 degrees in here as well. So it's 0, 45, and 90 degrees to achieve better fit. So with that set, coming back into nest, you can now see that the parts have been laid out just a little differently, but the real sign is on sheet number 2. We could now see that it has nested and interlocked those parts in there a little bit better, not looking at the rectangular bounding shape, but it is looking at the shape itself for nesting. So that is what we need to know about using the nesting button and setting the nesting options.